he's never going to be salt of the earth because of his background. But if he actually showed some interest or wanted to rub shoulders with regular working people, you could make a case then that, like, okay, he's not a man of the people, but he's kind of, he's obviously interested. And it's exactly the same with Trump. Like, all these people in fucking checkered shirts, plaid shirts with, double shotguns, sitting on their porches, cowboy hats, cheering him on. He would never be seen dead with them. Like, he would chuck them out with his fucking golf clubs,
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's, for example, I think Rishi Sunak recently went to a soup kitchen and asked a homeless man if he's in business. It's that kind of sort of dumbfound, like they're so fucking thick, and that's what bothers me, and they're not equipped for the fucking job. What was it? He fucking, like, COVID first starts. He's like, I'm shaking hands with COVID patients. And he comes up with COVID, and he nearly went belly up. It's just, the inadequacy, and he just clearly doesn't take it seriously. He wasn't showing up to Cobra meetings, and it's like, I'd just like someone that actually sort of gives a fuck. Same as Rishi, the bloke's just, this is like a hobby to him. He doesn't need any money, he doesn't need any achievements or anything. He's fucking won the game. I don't understand what he's doing in fucking politics. He hasn't got a clue. And it's the same with Johnson.
That's a big question, isn't it? Because it's, and I always think there's something in, like, there's an overlap there with ownership, proprietary of, let's say, the Sun, which loses money, and yet Rupert Murdoch holds on to it every year. It is supplemented by the profit that he makes from Fox News in the States. That's how the Sun is still. So the ownership of the Sun, like, it's loss making, and yet it is, he still keeps hold of it, right? And you can say he keeps hold of it because of pride or, sentimentality. I don't think that's the case. I think he keeps hold of it because it is hugely influential, and he wants he wants to control politics, basically, and geopolitics. And I think in a similar way, Sunak, as you've just sort of alluded to, he doesn't need to be prime minister. He has literally hundreds of millions of pounds in the bank, which leaves this question, like, if Rupert Murdoch retains ownership of the Sun for sort of power and influence, then what the fuck is Rishi Sunak doing in number 10? Like, what exact, like, whose puppet is he? What is he trying to achieve? There's just a big question mark over all of that for me.
Like an ego thing, I think. That and obviously, like, his wife as well. How much money she got? At least a couple of quid, something like that. And
I think it is,
just stopping the tax on those kinds of things. I figure if you have that sock puppet in there, you can alleviate, well, keep a lot of money where you want it. I mean, for example, if Labour, one of Labour's main things is basically up the fucking tax on, billionaires, companies, windfalls, those kinds of things. So I feel like that's why he's there. That, and partly because he can be, purely because he can be.
I wonder if, is it like sort of conditioning? Is it like he went to Eton? No, he didn't go to Eton. He went to Winchester, sorry. But it, similar sort of vibe. These people are conditioned and raised and challenged with questions as though they were the prime minister. They're like 13-year-old boys, and teachers are saying shit like, imagine you are the prime minister and you have to justify this scenario to this group of people. How would you word that? Like, and they're prepped. They're just groomed and radicalized. And I guess you could make a case then that, he's come up that route, that trajectory, and it just feels like
it makes sense for him to be there, I guess.
Yeah.
But then in that same breath, like, Eton is the place that produces, I think it's produced the majority of them, isn't it? Including Boris, who is, I feel like, if I was a teacher at Eton, which is, an institution held in a high regard for whatever reason, whether you agree or not, that man's a fucking moron.